Hello everyone, this is Dr. Woodson. Let me take this mask off. This is today I want to talk to you about something. I had a intuitive intellectual thought. They come to me time to time when I listen to all the noise that comes at us daily. And I sit and contemplate why certain things are happening. I am noticing, I don't know if any of you are, but I am noticing that within all of this chaos, it seems to carry a strong message of consequence. And when I say consequence, I mean the cop killings, the corruptness in the criminal justice system, the wealth stealing that has taken place over centuries, the privilege that so many whites and certain ilks have benefited from. To me, it seems like it's coming to a head. It's like the universe is bringing it to a precipice, and there's these heavy consequences that people have to pay. COVID is really letting this be revealed. Millions of acres in California have been destroyed. Thousands of people's homes, wealthy people's homes, communities that have been redlining for black folk to move in. It seems as if those who have benefited from the privilege of so much cruelty and corruption over decades, their ancestors are feeling this. The death of so many black men and women and children that have been killed by corrupt white folk and police officers and white folk calling police on people who did not do anything and that got killed. This shit is coming back around to haunt them. And they are doubling down on their cognitive dissonance. I'm not saying all of them, but a large majority of them. And they're rich and wealthy. They're moderates. Moderate wealth. They're losing their material gain. And you know, they have a tendency to, when the riots was taking place, that, we know, like everyone knows, that white people want to protect their property. But guess what? Their property's being taken from them. The insurance companies are overwhelmed and they're unable to pay out like they used to. The corrupt political system with Trump is not allowing for them to really have any real recourse, but they're still blind as they're being robbed by the same system that says you are still privileged. They don't even see it. They're being robbed by the same politicians that they vote for. This is going to be an awful election because it's a fight between two corrupt systems, a system that was built on corruption that is about to lose its ground. In one way, this is a good thing because it just might bring folk who have had privilege to the table, to reasoning before the reckoning. I'm seeing this intuitively, but they're not seeing it. The news is reporting it as if though it's just news and things are going to be the same, but there's a There's a wave and a shift in the paradigm of justice, and it's bending towards justice. It may not be bending towards justice the way we see justice, but it's bending towards the heavenly justice. And I'm not one for speaking about God and things of that nature, but I'm intuitively seeing these things happen. Folk better understand, especially white folk. You better understand. You better understand that things work not only in the tangible and the concrete, but they also work in the abstract and spiritual. And it's happening. You look at California and Oregon and Tallahassee and all these states has constantly been having these tremendous surges of destruction in the midst of COVID, in the midst of financial destruction, in the midst of revolution in the streets, in the midst of schools closing down. The pressure is on. It's on heavy. And if you ain't built for it, privilege ain't gonna save you. Because this government don't care about you. Just like he don't care about blacks, he don't care about you. And that's white folk I'm speaking to. This wealthy political system does not care about you and your money, or the money you thought you had. This shit's getting ugly. You got people in Trump's cabinet claiming they got mental health issues and resigning. You got destroyed. The book just pages just being opened up every day. People just revealing truth after they've sat and enjoyed it for months and years and decades, and now it's finally coming out. And they want this weak Biden, of all people, to be put up against this massive task. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. It's a shame what we're going to be up against. There's two systems, a white system of Democrats and a white system of Republicans. They've been fighting each other since they got here. And they've been using black folk to do it. At first, Dixiecrats hated that blacks were Republicans and were gaining access to their freedom. And then all of a sudden they created a scheme to pull the whites from the Republican Party to join the Dixiecrats' ideological beliefs around black folk are going to take over this land. They've been using us like a political kickball. But now we're no longer being kicked around. They want to kill us. They want to do that. They even went as far as pushing this COVID to saying, oh, more blacks are going to be affected. They try every trick in the book. But it ain't killing us. They're killing themselves. Watch carefully. Watch carefully. They're doubling down on their ignorance and cognitive dissonance, and it's killing them. I want black folk to stay strong. I want you to know that you've been built to deal with whatever comes. You were first here, and you will be the last here. Understand there's something spiritual about you and your pineal gland. That we have a spiritual connection, and we realize that we're part of the universe. We're not isolated in a vacuum from it. I wanted to share this with you, and I want you to meditate hard and watch and listen carefully to all the things around you, not just ignore the things you don't want to hear. Listen to everything, because when you listen to everything, you see the picture better. The puzzle comes together, and you'll be able to articulate it. Use your intuitive strength, and if you're ignorant and you can't read, I suggest you learn to read, because your ass is going to be lost in this shit. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this in hope, because there's hope. There's hope for all of us. But you got to listen to your intuitive intellect, and you're guided by your spirit. Watchful. I love you all, and I'm getting stronger every day. I hope you take this message and share it with someone, because it could mean between life and death to someone else. Listen, I don't want to hear any excuses about, oh, people won't listen. We must be bringers of information. We must not be keepers of information, just deliverers of information. Okay? So, please share, like, and pass on to as many people as you like.